Hey chat, it's Crafty Type 1, and Nintendo may have messed up by accidentally showing a screenshot showing a up-resed version of Xenoblade. So, in this video I'm going to go over that, as well as what potential Switch 2 editions are on the horizons, via some leaks and just some overall marketing as a whole. A quick heads up, I'm doing a $70 eShop gift card giveaway that ends at the end of this month, so in like 4 days. So don't forget to comment, subscribe. There's rules in the description. Wish you the best of luck. Let's start off with the main story at hand. Monolith, actually now a subsidiary of Nintendo, I believe, opened up job listings on X or Twitter. This tweet basically says, this is a role that creates various visual effects within games. It covers a wide range of phenomena that exist in reality, like flames, to things without a fixed form, such as a damage effects for attacks, enriching the player's experience. The most interesting part is this video attached, and Twitter's quality is not going to do it justice, but something seems off. The overall, depth, lighting, and everything like that doesn't seem like the original game. Avalon, the top comment on this tweet, says something seems off with the gamma or dynamic range of this clip. Left is the clip here, right is the OG. Yeah, and as you can see, it also could just be Twitter compression when it comes to the dynamic range, but something is definitely different here. But when looking at it a bit closer, this top one is the original game. You could barely see, I think is that what, like a treehouse kind of thing in the background. The world is a lot darker, while down on the bottom you could definitely see a lot more. Like it's almost like the draw distance got increased, since everything seems a little bit more sharper, and then maybe this whole lighting effect is coming from the flame as like ambient lighting. But it leads a lot of us to suspect that there is a Switch 2 edition of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in the works. And it is worth noting that Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition featured a hidden 60 FPS mode, as well as, I believe, Paper Mario Color Splash, which we haven't had utilized yet, neither on an update or, an official Switch 2 edition. But essentially, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, dynamic resolution ranges from 504p to 720p handheld and 760p to 1080p dock. Game executable has a hidden 60 FPS mode. It seems to be implemented only partially, since enabling it causes weird issues as a proof screen, a function that sets UI speed to 1.0.1. And then the code here backs that up. Color Splash also had something similar like this, and I don't believe either of these have been utilized yet. It is interesting that, Monolith Soft is working on, better dynamic range and overall lighting effects, as what the job listing suggests. I wouldn't be surprised if we either got like an update for Definitive Edition or like a mass Switch 2 edition of like Definitive, Xenoblade 2, so on and so forth. A lot of people are thinking that this could be just a Definitive Edition of Xenoblade 2. It could be a possibility, but we'll have to see. There's definitely something in the works right now at Monolith Soft, because they were supporting on Nintendo projects like Mario Kart World and haven't really made a full-on new title or released any sort of project updates for a while after Chronicles X Definitive Edition. So yeah, we'll have to see. Super exciting though. Maybe actually would play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and have a reason to simp over Pyre and Mythra. Next game I want to talk about is Pikmin 4. This game looks absolutely crazy on the Switch, by the way. Like already, just the Switch 1 edition. But there have been rumors by Nash Weedle, credible leaker that has gone quite a bit right, about potentially a Switch 2 edition that adds more content as well as, graphical upgrades. If any game would utilize the DLSS on the Switch 2, I feel like it'd be this game, honestly. I believe it uses it on the Switch 1, but of course the Switch 1's version is not a custom built chip. It's just a proprietary one, from my understanding. But this is directly from Nash Riedel. Attention, Pikmin 4 will be one of the next games to receive an upgrade on the Switch 2. I've heard a rumor that it'll be a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which would include some additional features, but I haven't been able to verify this. It is worth noting Nashville definitely has some insiders when it comes into marketing. He predicted the exact time the Switch 2 reveal trailer was going to go up, as well as talked a lot about what Nintendo is discussing with retailers, like major retailers, like upper level. So it would make sense if, you know, he got notified if there was another SKU or, you know, something similar to like a second version of Pikmin 4. I definitely think that this game pushed the Switch 1 to its limits. So, you know, on the Switch 2, smoother gameplay, more ambient lighting, and essentially smoother gameplay, more ambient lighting, and maybe even like 4K. I think that would be crazy for this game. But yeah, we'll have to see. This is definitely another valid option that we could see during some sort of general September Direct. Speaking of Directs, we are closing in on Mario's 40th anniversary, and I do believe we're going to get some sort of presentation or at least announcements relating to it. And honestly, I think we're probably going to see a Switch 2 edition of Mario World out in like next month. This game feels like something that you could like shadow drop almost, or even like a week out, just because it's, you know, a Switch 2 edition. It's already gone through the main marketing cycle. This marketing cycle is only going to be for Switch 2 owners, but definitely like HDR enabled gameplay. It's literally on the setup screen. Smoother, I could totally predict 120 FPS for this game, and maybe even like additional worlds, because normally when it comes to Switch 2 editions, they kind of have to add some more content, like, you know, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands plus Star-Crossed World. But yeah, I think a Switch 2 edition of this just makes the most sense, and honestly, I would love a reason to go back to Mario Wonder. That game was legitimately fun. And from my understanding, none of these games got patches yet. You guys can correct me in the comment section, but what my theory is right now, if the game hasn't gotten a patch, it's either getting a sequel title or getting a Switch 2 edition later down the line. For example, like Animal Crossing hasn't gotten a Switch 2 edition or a Switch 2 patch. So there's probably going to be a new Animal Crossing soon. I've already talked about it a ton, but that's my thoughts. For example, these Switch 2 editions would actually be really exciting. I think after Jamboree TV, my thoughts on Switch 2 editions kind of hindered because of just the way that it was implemented. But with the release of Kirby and the Forgotten Lands plus Star-Crossed World today, the reviews already being out, it looks like my faith in the Switch 2 editions has definitely grown. I'll probably have a whole other video. I'll probably make a whole nother video covering this, because legitimately it's doing pretty well, like 9s and 9s out of 10s, 8 to 9 out of 10s. But let me know you guys made it this far in the video by letting me know what dream Switch 2 edition you want to see announced. The giveaway is ending pretty soon, so don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much, Jesus and Evan, for being one of the first channel members.